Hey, Ron, Mark, and Joey here, Ultimate Sports Channel for this weekend. I do want to mention our new backdrop. Joey and I spent a lot of time in hotels with your travel with being a young professional golfer, Joey. And almost every show comes from a hotel or somewhere we're on the road. We always hate the backdrop, so we went out and got ourselves a new one that shows you Ultimate Sports Channel. Wherever we are, we can bring a consistent look to the channel, which we like to do. Joey, let's talk about the website, ultimatesportschannel.com, for new viewers.
Yeah, all your up-to-date information, all sports, every day, all day. If you're feeling like you're missing something, go to ultimatesportschannel.com. We have all the news there for you, so check that out every day. Wherever you are, you can access it pretty easily.
And it's really easy, guys, because all the sports is there. Top 10 posts of every sport every day. You don't have to go from one NHL channel to the NBA channel to the NFL channel. Just come here, you can see the whole thing. But Joey, more importantly, we have some great sponsors of the show that we offer some deals on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got great sponsors on our site. We offer vacations, restaurant cards, many other great things on the site. We also offer it on patreon.com. Go to patreon.com, use your Facebook login to create an account, and then go to Ultimate Sports Channel. It's free to subscribe right now, but we get you guys in to our system to get all the up-to-date information and videos and more free giveaways for you for sign up for free. So patreon.com, Ultimate Sports Channel. And then also we are on Roku as always. It's where we started. Please go there and give us a rating. We appreciate all our ratings so we can get better, get more information from you guys. And go check that out on Roku.com. All the videos are there as well.
It also really helps us get more fans when they see ratings there as well for us, the viewers. By the way, Joey, over 22,000 subscribers now of the show. Obviously, they don't all watch every day, but it's great. We appreciate all the subscribers we have. One note, if you're on Roku, you need to do the rating out of the beginning of our logo as opposed to one of the videos. You can't do it once you're into the videos. So if you do that, we really appreciate that for sure. So do want to mention that's great. We appreciate all the fans. Let's get into this week in the NBA, Joey, and a pretty exciting week of different kind of controversial things that even though it's early in the season and the games don't matter a lot, we already know who's going to win and be in playoffs. That's one of the damaging things about the NBA is it's pretty much all concluded. The Raptors are going to be there, Lakers are going to be there, Clippers are going to be there. But hey, there's a couple stories, and one of them about a famous dunk.
Yeah,
this week. So it's wild.
It just happened. James Harden dunked the ball, and it's kind of hard to explain, but like the mesh kind of went with the ball, so then it like held the ball. And then, they called it no good. And it was, very confusing. And the ball came out. And I don't even really know how to explain it properly. But anyways, they called it no basket. They end up losing by 2. Now, how ridiculous are you as the Houston Rockets? They file a protest, which is whatever, fine. It's going to force the NBA to put in a rule to review it. Great. But they really want to get the win or replay 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So, first of all, guys, this was not at the buzzer. It was earlier in the quarter. And honestly, Houston, in the regular season, why do you care? You're going to be the third seed.
Make lots of calls that are controversial.
Yeah, maybe the 4th seed.
Yeah.
So, playing this game won't change what seed you are most likely. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in a long time, especially in a sport like the NBA with a team that's not battling for the playoffs. I think it's hilarious. But anyways, that's what's going on there in Houston. But 7 minutes and 50 seconds. You shouldn't care that you missed the basket that early in the 4th quarter. You should still go on and win that game against San Antonio. Whatever. It's hilarious, though, in my opinion. They want the win or replay it. I'm interested in the way the NBA handles it. I think they'll just put in a rule saying it's reviewable. I don't think they're going to replay this game. I hope they don't.
Well, they don't need to review it. I mean, the referee's made a call. There's lots of calls made during the game. You can't review it. This is a one-time in 100 years of basketball. So this came up. So you just got to move on. We'll see what they do. But it is kind of funny what happened and the fact that now it's become such a big deal.
They want to replay 7 minutes and 50 seconds. The travel alone, San Antonio will be like, just take it. Who cares?
Exactly.
Honestly, it's a joke, and I'm interested. What they'll probably wait for is see if it impacts the standings.
I don't think they're going to do anything. It's a call. It's over. I mean, it's great publicity for the NBA. What the hell?
Yeah,
controversy. As they say in marketing, no publicity is bad publicity.
It's so stupid.
But it's just hilarious to see that it went that way. But listen, here's an interesting one. Davis required IV at the half to play with the Lakers. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about performance-enhancing drugs that everybody goes through. Here's a player that was literally like given essentially drugs, although it's IV, and we all know what that is. You get that if you're in the hospital a lot because of flu symptoms that helped them play that game. Is that not performance-enhancing? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, first of all, a lot of people actually use IVs now for many things. I see a lot of celebrities using something along that line to actually, instead of obviously real drugs, to keep their energy going and do all these shows that they do and all the traveling. It's a tough line to draw. I mean, honestly, we've talked about before, an Advil cures a headache. Is that performance enhancing? Because you wouldn't have performed as well if you didn't get rid of that headache.
Exactly.
I mean, what they want is what they try to get rid of in sports is a drug that you can take to go work out a lot longer than other people that most humans can't work out long enough for, and that really expand your muscle, your strength, and do give you a solid benefit over everybody else. This is available to everybody, so I'm okay with it. Like, if someone on the other team had the flu, they better be able to get this, which I'm sure they could have. I'm kind of okay in that market. Same with headaches. You could give everyone, and even if you don't have a headache, if you want to take a Tylenol, go ahead. Like, you know,
They probably can.
So I'm okay with that. You know, the steroids and all the other stuff that they ban, it's because a guy can take it and really work out a lot longer than someone else in the league who does not take it. And, you know, in my mind, that's fine. So I'm okay with it. I don't want to get picky on this line. Now, I did hear, I'll always bring this up, a couple years ago, one guy said, why don't you just let everybody take it if they want to? It was the greatest time in sports when Barry Bonds was on drugs, and Roger Clemens was on drugs, and A-Rod was on drugs. He goes, that was the most fun in my life. So, you know, he had a funny opinion. I saw that, I still remember, like 3 years ago, some basketball player said it. He goes, it was the greatest time of my life when they were all hopped up on drugs. Just let them do it if they want to do it. But obviously that's never going to happen because integrity of sports, and it looks bad for kids and all that stuff. So anyways, back to this issue. I'm okay with it because everyone could get it if they had that issue. And even if they don't, you know, I guess you can go take it if you want, but there's no value. But I'm okay.
But I think it's going to be interesting off a story like this actually happening now. Do they see some value in IV, and are guys using it that don't need it? And so, you know, this was for the flu, which was fine. But is this IV, is this helpful to play the game, period? And we're going to find players doing it either way.
I mean, it's like drinking coffee, though, or doing something else throughout the game. I mean, if you have a better personal trainer who can stretch you a certain way before the game and make you better, too, it could get really nitpicky. I get it's a drug, and I get that it was for the flu, and I don't see, if it benefits you, put it this way, if it benefits you even when you're healthy, someone would have found out, though, by now, is what my point is.
There's always a trigger that leads to something that no one thought of. And here's a guy with the flu that got to play the rest of the game because he took IV. You don't think there's going to be guys trying this now?
More importantly, flu's contagious, right?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't allow anyone who's sick to play sport like basketball where there's a lot of touching. And they get really, really close down low. So more importantly, if I'm this center on the other team, I'm going, oh, God. Like, so I question that more than anything is like, why is he playing if he has the flu? In my mind, if you have the flu, it's like an injury. Unless it's the playoffs, he should be sitting out. But anyways, like I said, they'll figure it out. If it gets to an epidemic, obviously they create rules. I mean, that's the great thing about sports is they create rules just like that. On the fly, they figure stuff out. They go, hey, this ain't going more than a day without us fixing it. So if people say, oh, this helps me all the time, you know, whatever.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'll be interested to see if somebody tries it. Because obviously it made him feel a lot better to finish the game. So, hey, listen, the next story, which is, you know, because we beat them last year, we're not even upset about it. But, boy, the Warriors last place. It's sad.
Well, actually,
after all these years.
I want to bring up the Raptors, but Warriors, I mean, we've talked about this every week. I mean, they're truly horrible. I think, though, it's a blessing in disguise. I said it again.
They're going to rebuild. Yeah.
Then, I don't even think they need to rebuild. They're going to get, like, a number one pick. Bring back Klay Thompson, who'll be healthy. Bring back Steph Curry, who'll be off a year's rest, although he's going to probably play a little bit. Draymond Green will be fine. You know, they need the rest. They need the time off. D'Angelo Russell. So imagine bringing a first-round pick to D'Angelo Russell, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. I mean, my God. And then they can go get Iguodala, who's a free agent next year, who's been on their team all these past years as well. I mean, they got another championship team just like that. So it's a blessing. I think they'll be okay. I think they go get a big man in the offseason. In the draft here with their high pick that I'm sure they'll get. And go from there. One funny thing, though, is they're taking them off all the national televised games. So imagine this. You you want to talk about a tough job in a way, the scheduler has to go reschedule all these TV games because they were supposed to be Golden State like all of season long, and they're not going to be on. So very interesting there. But moving over to a team that's all about positives, and the Toronto Raptors, exact same record as last year through the exact same amount of games. More importantly, sad news, I believe, going to come from the Raptors, probably in the offseason because they'll use him for the playoffs, is Lowry being out these last couple weeks. Unfortunately, did not go well for him because Van Fleet was a rock star, and they were even better without Lowry. Lowry's someone who's going to be gone in the summer. I think he'll prove value in the playoffs here, but the young gun's stepping up for Toronto. They got a bright future, and Giannis, I think, is looking more and more like a possibility with how good the team has been. But I tell you what, this team is a juggernaut right now, and very scary going forward for all these other teams who thought they might take a step back. But more importantly, I feel bad for Lowry. I think he got injured at a bad time, and the team looked really, really good without him. I think he'll be valuable in the playoffs, but that's just a quick update on the Raptors there.
Yeah, for sure, and I think we have to give it out to Drury as well. You know, he's such a smart guy. I mean, to bring Leonard in for the 1 year, knowing that his team was going to be good enough the next year. Now, we will have to wait to see in the playoffs because that's really where Leonard was key because they did win without him in the regular season as well. But we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But boy, oh boy, he knows his players. He knows that he's got a good team coming.
Siakam is
amazing,
unbelievable. Yeah. He's better than last year. He's the next Kawhi Leonard. He's a beast on the defensive side. He's a beast on the offensive side. It's so impressive. And Van Fleet, I mean, he's an unbelievable point guard in the make. Well, he already is, but I mean, as he continues to go forward, he gets more starts. Yeah. He really proved, like I said, it was kind of tough because Lowry was out, and that's kind of the life of sports. And unfortunately, he will be gone, although he's going to get $31 million for 1 year, so I don't feel that bad for him. I think he should retire at the end of this year or accept being back at Van Fleet because Van Fleet was absolutely amazing. So, Masai Ujiri, great job, but, you know, at the same time, wow, you know, he really got lucky with these guys stepping up, getting better, and looking fantastic. So, you know, not a much different team than what we had with Leonard and Lowry last year. Now we got Siakam and Van Fleet. It's very, very cool. And, you know, I'm excited for the Raptors going forward. So
yeah, for sure. And an interesting thing that started with the Raptors last year, we'll talk about another thing, load management is really starting to become the catchphrase of the NBA. Now the Lakers are talking about the fact they have to do load management with LeBron, and so it's going to be interesting. Now, what's going to be really interesting about this is what is the NFL or the NBA going to do about it? Because they have some of these key guys missing TV games, and they're not happy. So are they going to put a rule in? Recognizing load management is a great thing because there's a lot of injuries in the NBA. For a sport you think of maybe not as physical as football and hockey and stuff like that, but there's a lot of injuries in the NBA. Are they going to have to put a rule in?
I'll make this quick because I want to get to Brooklyn, and but yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I think what they'll do is just force them to play televised games. Shouldn't be hard to do. Rest other games is not that difficult. Figure it out, guys. Yes, load management is alive and well, and it will be, and it's going to happen whether you like it or not. These are big athletes. Their bones are stretched. They're weighing a ton now, too. They're not 6 feet in skinny. They're 6 feet in muscular. Yeah. So, yes, it's alive and well. They just got to put in a rule. If we put you on freaking ESPN, unless you have a real injury, you cannot skip a game. And I must say, people thought Kawhi was. He ended up missing the next 4 games due to that same injury. So he was actually injured that one game. No team has really done that so far. But I do think the NBA will monitor that and that only. As far as regular load management on games not on national television, they do not care. They need their stars healthy come playoff time. They cannot have stars not in the playoffs and not in the championship finals of the NBA. They missed LeBron last year not being there.
For sure they did.
Okay, so quickly on Brooklyn. I want to get this because I think it's hilarious. So Brooklyn is 6-3 without Kyrie Irving, 4-7 with him. And someone put out a report that he's turned into Antonio Brown of basketball.
Oh, God.
And Kevin Durant's not even in there yet. So I think it's just very, very interesting. I don't have a ton of, I don't have inside information. I just think this is hilarious. But it comes down, the reason why I mention this is Boston's doing great right now, right? Brooklyn's doing great without him. He's an emotional guy. But the reason why I want to put this out is it's kind of a comment of LeBron James. Personality matters so goddamn much in sports. And what people don't give someone maybe like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, who's been able to play so great for so long, even Kobe forced players out of his situation because of his attitude. But players like LeBron and MJ should get another credit to their name for personality purposes. Here's Kyrie Irving. Again, I don't know him. I don't know the players, but man, he's obviously causing issues. The team's gelling without him. That chemistry is alive. Boston's looking great without him. guys, if you're a good athlete, have a good personality. It's the only way to win. LeBron and MJ knew that. They worked well with their teammates. They had a great personality. They weren't, individual. And I tell you, it's a hidden talent amongst sports is your superstar having a personality. Because I tell you what, here we go again with a superstar. Clearly, I don't really know the specifics even, but affecting his team in a certain way. I think it's funny to watch.
No, I got to agree with you 100%. We're seeing this teamwork thing. It's working.
Oh, and Tom Brady is another athlete that you want to give him credit for all the talent, but the personality that goes with that talent is another level, and I think that's the success of real superstars.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we're seeing it more and more, and football's the same way. I think they're going to start questioning these massive contracts because when some of these guys are going down, the team's doing just fine without them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and basketball is going to be in that same way possibly as they go forward. Joey, just let's end it with the fact that we talk to a lot of people who don't like basketball because they have 100 timeouts, the end of the game, and all of a sudden every play up and down the field's got a timeout, whatever. But you know what? A basketball game is never over. Phoenix Suns this week, 7-point deficit. They get 12 points in the last minute. Epic fourth quarter comeback. So, we can talk about the fact that there's a lot going on, but it's intriguing in basketball. We watched a college game last year.
Oh, God, the tournament was ridiculous.
Caught up 10 points in the last, 14 seconds. They stole the ball. Here's three-pointer.
People who say the end of basketball is too long, here's what I'm going to say to you. One knee under 2 minutes in the NFL and it's over. So, you talk about basketball being too long. Well, I tell you what, the NFL, in my mind, ruins a lot of games because the last 2 minutes they can take a knee and end the game. So I tell you what, I like basketball's ending. The NFL needs to think of something like that. I hate the last 2 minutes mean nothing. Football is the only sport, the most important sport, where the 2 minutes can literally mean nothing so often. Basketball always gives a team a chance. I love it. That's my argument to anyone who says it's too long, is that football literally says, hey, 2 minutes to go, you have no timeouts, game over, go home. Isn't that sadder than having a bunch of timeouts and allowing your team to get the ball back and score? Come on. It's a great ending. I love basketball.
There's no doubt about it. We love it.
I will say, though, you could wait till the last 5 minutes to turn on. But I do love basketball. I do love
Although, there's a lot of scoring. I mean,
it's so much fun. The energy's hype.
The
music's playing all the time. The dunks are great. 3 points are great. They do a great job. It's a very young sport, so I like it.
Every other sport has the potential for defense to shut down a whole game. That can't happen in basketball. Even if you have two good defensive teams, the score will be 95-86. It's still a ton of basketball.
And even good defensive basketball is cool because normally it's blocks, it's chase down. So
anyway, I just wanted to mention this is that because we hear from a lot of our people that we talk, basketball, the end of the game takes forever. Well, there you go. That's what can happen in forever.
Well, I tell you what, hockey, football. You have a certain lead, game's over. Basketball, that's just not the case. It's really, really cool.
Well, the thing we have to like about hockey is stop time all the time. So you do see 60 minutes worth of entertainment. That's what the NFL's got to go to is stop time in the last 2 minutes. But that's a whole other show. Anyway, that's the NBA. Lots happening in the NBA, even though we're still early in the season. By the way, Lakers just killing it.
Lastly, the ESPN hasn't even been to Toronto this year. What's this about? Come on.
No superstar from the U.S., so we're not getting any attention, even though we're probably the best team in the league. So there you go. But LeBron's in L.A., Leonard's in L.A. That's the way it goes. But we'll keep pushing for the Raptors to be on TV a little bit more, especially since we're in the U.S. and we're not able to get them featured on any of the channels down here. So anyway, that's the way it is in the NBA this week. We'll look forward to coming back to you next week.